allowing me to be with you. I'm super, super excited. Look, I came here because I wanted to see some faces. I don't know. Do we have faces on this? Looks like everyone's got their camera turned off. So let's get some faces on here. I want to see people's faces if we can. Yeah, love it. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump right in. Guys, we're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about some tools that you can start implementing and using right now. So this is going to be a lot of value. There's a lot of practical stuff that I'm going to share with you, okay? I'm the type of learner where I like someone to show me how to do something, right? I like talking about theory, and you can talk about the theory of AI. That's great. But I want you to show me how to actually implement it and make it happen, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through a little bit of a presentation, and then I'm going to actually share my entire desktop, and we can create some AI stuff together so you can see exactly how to make this work. Does that work for everybody? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can. Let's see here. Yeah, let's be active in the chat, man. The biggest bummer about doing a Zoom is you don't have that interaction. So I was looking forward to seeing you guys, but hey, when there's a hurricane in town, we gotta take it to the next level and do what we gotta do. So kudos to the whole team for being able to pull this thing off and like pivot last minute. That's amazing. But I want you guys active in the chat, active on the cameras if you can, because I would love to see your faces. All right, so let's go. Let's jump in here. And I'm going to present this AI agent. So what we're doing here is we're going to teach you essentially how to leverage your business, right, with AI tools and ChatGPT. You guys should be able to see this on the screen. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we can. I think it is on Zoom, right? Is it? I'm sharing. That's perfect. Yep. This is just on the TV. So I think we should be, give us a thumbs up if you can see the AI agent on your screen, because we should be on Zoom. No?
I think that's what they see. I still see Heather's last slide.
Okay, it's saying that I'm sharing my screen. We got people in the chat here. Let's see.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, stop share on Heather's if you can.
Yeah, stop share on yours.
See the red button at the bottom? There you go. That's what you want?
Yeah. Stop share.
Boom. Okay, there we go. All right, give us a thumbs up if you can see it. Thumbs up. All right, your viewing fills. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate you. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, good deal. So with AI, there's a lot of confusion, right? First off, I want to say hello for the people who are from Charleston specifically. Hello, Charleston. I've never actually spent some time here, so this is my first time in Charleston, and there's a hurricane. So, I mean, what can you do, right? But it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Thank you so much again for having me here. I wish I could see faces, but you guys are amazing. So we're going to provide a lot of value. The biggest thing is people are afraid that AI is going to replace your job, right? And so I always say when I do these conferences, I say, look, especially for real estate agents right now, AI is not going to replace your job, but someone using AI will. Okay, and that's the reality. That's essentially what's happening and what's going on. And so you have to be very, very ahead of the curve with this thing, guys. And the fact that you're in this room is actually a testament to you evolving and you growing. So pat yourself on the back, because you are going to learn some tips and tricks in the next 45 minutes or so that will set you apart from the other people in your market, right? This is going to be the value proposition that you're going to be able to give people, because you're going to make a difference and you're going to separate yourself from your competition. So my promise to you guys is at the end of the session, you guys will leave here the top 1% in your industry in understanding AI, right? As real estate agents, we love being the top 1%, right? And so you guys will be the top 1% in knowing how to use this thing for real estate specifically, okay? Now, one thing we have to understand, the AI revolution is not just about you. Yes, it's going to grow your business. Yes, it's going to be an amazing thing to cut down time, but really it's about the client. Okay, so the AI revolution is actually about the client. You will be able to give a much, much better experience to your client if you leverage AI tools. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, AI is just going to cut out the relationship piece. It's just going to cut out and make it less human. If you can leverage AI, it will actually increase that human interaction. Why? Because if you can use AI to cut out all the low value activities, the things that don't really matter. Like real estate agents, you didn't get into this business to be a content creator. You didn't get into this business to be a video editor, right? You didn't get into this business to be a copywriter for email marketing. So if you can leverage AI to do those things for you, then you're actually going to be able to free up more time for the high value activities, for those things that actually move the needle, the things that are revenue generating, and the things that matter, like being face-to-face in front of your clients, building those relationships, because this business is a relationship business. That's why AI is not going to replace your job right now, because AI cannot duplicate that relationship, that human face-to-face feel, okay? The AI-powered agent will eventually replace the everyday agent. It's just a matter of time. And this is a harsh reality. And for every place that I'm at, every time I bring that point up, if someone's like, are you sure? Is that really true? Think about the advancement in technology when the internet came out. So is there anyone in the room? I'm going to look at the chat real quick. Is there anyone in the room who's been in real estate, say 25 years or more? Anybody? Put something in the chat if you've been in real estate for a while. How about in the room here? Is there anybody who's been in longer than 20 plus years?
Tina, how long have you been in?
Tina? 24. Okay, so we've got one live in the room. Do we have anyone on the chat who would be willing to admit, yes, I've been in real estate that long? So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
28 years.
28. There we go. Okay, so the MLS back before the internet was what? It was a book or a catalog, right? You got it what? Bi-weekly, monthly, okay? Think if you didn't evolve with technology when the internet came out, would you still be in business today? The answer is a resounding no every single time, because you had to evolve with technology and start implementing those tools that came with the internet. Now, when you implement technology early, the early adopters win. Think about Jeff Bezos with the internet, guys. Like massive, massive opportunity for him, and he jumped in early. So if you can understand AI, and you don't have to understand it at a crazy level, you don't have to be a tech genius. I'm going to teach you stuff that's super, super easy to understand. But if you implement it, then it will actually change your business, because you're going to do it before a majority of the other agents do it, right? You're going to be an early adopter, and that's what makes this so important. All right. So for you to know, this is kind of good news, because AI can be scary. Technology can be scary. It can be overwhelming because you don't know what to do. The good thing is you don't need to be an AI master. You don't have to like technology. You don't even have to like being on your phone, okay? I joke that I've tested all of these things on my grandma, and if she can do it, you can do it, okay? So if you can copy and paste, then you can do essentially what I'm going to show you with ChatGPT in a few moments here, okay? And I've done all the work for you to get all of this done so that you can just copy and paste things in and get amazing results specifically for real estate, okay? What is AI? I like to start off with this because there's a lot of confusion with AI, okay? Here's my definition that I like, and it's very vague, and it's vague for a reason, but I'll tell you what it is and then I'll explain why. AI is any system that leverages human capacities for learning, perception, and interaction at a level of complexity that supersedes our own abilities, okay? Now, with this definition, it's basically any type of computer program that's smarter than our brain, which AI has been around for decades, guys. And that's what we don't necessarily understand. We see ChatGPT and we see all these tools come out, and all of a sudden in the last year, AI has exploded, and it's this huge marketing term, right? So AI is now being marketed as anything that's smarter than us. Well, there's a lot of softwares and computer programs that are smarter than us. And so the reason I bring this point up is because people are using it as a marketing term now. And you have to know which tools to actually use and which ones aren't actually worth your time. So what I've done and what I'm going to share with you guys is my top 10 favorite tools that are AI tools outside of ChatGPT that you can implement for real estate. Okay. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my time going through some things that you can do in ChatGPT to actually change the game in the real estate space as well. But what I've done and the value that I'm bringing you today is that I've condensed time for you. I've done all the research. You haven't had to go through hundreds of different tools to figure out, does this one actually work? Is this one worth it? Oh no, this one's junk, right? You got into real estate not to be someone who tests out different softwares. That's not why you got into real estate. It shouldn't be your job. But if you can get in the rooms with people who have done it, like myself, then you can have time condensed for you. And they can say, hey, this one might be worth it. This one's not worth it, etc. Okay. So moving forward, I want to do this. I want to break this intro down into 3 words. It's evolve or die. That's all it is. It's evolve or die. It's been that way since the beginning of humankind, right? Like we have always had to evolve. It's human nature. And so what I want you to understand is I don't want you to be scared of this thing. I'm going to essentially lower the barrier of entry for you so that you understand it's not a scary thing. It's not confusing. You don't have to be a tech wizard to understand this. And if you can copy and paste, you can do what I'm going to show you to do, and it'll actually change the game and move the needle for you in your real estate business. But if you don't adapt this technology, I promise you, it's just like when the internet came out. You will watch other agents using this technology pass you by. And so that's why it's so important that you're here, and it's so important that you understand the value of AI so that you can increase your revenue, increase your productivity, and increase your efficiency so that you can give your client a much, much better experience. So I want to share with you guys my Instagram handle. If you want to follow me along the journey, it's just simply @PhilStringer. Instagram is probably the best place to get a hold of me. That's my most active platform. So you can connect with me there, and then we can stay connected. If you want to see my journey with AI in real estate, that's a good thing to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to a PDF, and I'm going to share this PDF with everyone in the room. Okay. So at the end of me showing you these tools, I've got a QR code that you can scan, and you can download this exact PDF. What this PDF has for you is my top 10 tools outside of ChatGPT. It has links to those tools. So you don't have to be taking notes and say, oh, what was the name of this tool? What was the website that I needed to go to? It's all packaged in this PDF. Everyone's going to get the PDF once we're done here. I've got that QR code you can scan. Okay. It also has 10 ChatGPT prompts that you can use in your real estate business that are amazing prompts. And I'm going to use them in front of you. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to paste them in, and we're going to see what ChatGPT does. I love it because it's creating content right away, right in front of us, and we kind of don't know what's going to happen. So it's kind of fun to do live. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to this next PDF. So this is the actual PDF that you're going to get. Okay. When I give you that QR code, it's 10 AI tools and prompts to increase revenue, efficiency, and productivity. All right. So the tools that I'm going to go through, these are the tools here. And I'm going to show you kind of the back end just quickly. I don't have time to maybe go through in detail, but I am going to show you what they do. Okay, so starting with Opus Pro, guys, Opus Pro is probably my favorite tool, and this is the Opus Pro. So it's opus.pro, and again, these links are in the PDF, so you can click right through to it. You're going to get all of this. But essentially, what Opus does, the power here, it's amazing. So what it does is you upload a video, and it can be any video. It can be horizontal. It can be whatever length, right, you want. It's going to automatically crop it to vertical. It's going to add the captions for you. It'll add emojis, but the power really comes in what's called AI curation, which is this right here. It takes the transcription of your video, and it says, okay, based on the transcription, this is what the video is about. And here's the best hook to get people really interested in the video. We all know we've got like less than 3 seconds before someone decides if they're going to watch your short form content or not. Because if it's not engaging, they're just going to swipe on by. So that's why I would say for every real estate agent in the room today, do not start your video off with, hey, I'm Phil Stringer from blah, blah, blah realty. Nobody cares what your name is. I'm sorry. They will swipe by, because if you don't start off with a really good hook, right? So like if I were pitching a video for my AI Academy, so I run an academy, I teach people how to use AI. I could start off the video instead of, hey, I'm Phil Stringer, I'm an AI coach for real estate. That's not how I should start it off. I could start off and be like, I'm about to change your business forever. And then they're gonna be like, oh, shoot. Is he really? Is he full of BS? Is he really going to change my business? What is he going to even talk about? And then I can go into, my name's Phil Stringer. I'm an AI coach. Here's what we do, blah, 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 blah. But the hook is so important because people will decide if they want to watch your content or not. So what this tool does is it picks a good hook that it thinks based on the verbiage of what's being said, and then it pairs it with relevant highlights to create multiple different options of Instagram Reels, TikToks, and short form content to post like on YouTube Shorts, whatever it may be. Okay. So if you want to see the back end of this, I uploaded a video of our team training. So I was a chief operating officer of a mega team in North Carolina. And I want to see if I can get in the back end here so I can show you kind of what happens. So here, this is a 13-minute clip, 13 minutes and 51 seconds. It was horizontal. It was just a camera at the back of the room. I didn't do any editing. I just uploaded it to Opus, right? Here's what happens. It gives me, I think it's 8 different clips here. Sometimes it'll give you 10, 12, 14, right? But it gives me options from that 13 minutes and it cut it to vertical, added all the captions. It's all completely done and edited for me. And I can determine if I want to use this then for social media. So if we go through and we look at one, we say, okay, here is the description of what the video is about. And then here is the actual transcription of every word that I said. And then they even give you a virality score of what it thinks that this video, like how well it will perform on a short form content site. Okay, so that is Opus Clip. It will save you a ton of time editing videos. And this is probably one of my favorite tools. If you have someone doing videos for you, tell them about this tool because they'll be able to 10x the amount of content that they'll give you because they'll be able to use this tool and get a lot more out of it. Okay. All right. So that's number one. We have number two, which is Descript, which we spoke about right before this. It's an amazing, amazing tool. You guys have to check it out because essentially it'll basically make you a video editor, even if you've never edited video before. So the reason that Descript is such a powerful tool is because if you load a video into Descript, it's going to transcribe the video and you'll have all the text. And I actually have it here. I'm going to show it to you. This is Descript. Okay. So I uploaded that video from Opus that I just showed you. And now the transcription is right over here. Okay. Now, if I'm reading this was something that I was talking to my team, right? So on Instagram, I don't necessarily need all of this video because right here I say, you guys are doing a lot of mock offers and stuff right now, right? I'm talking to my team, but I don't necessarily need that on Instagram, right? So if I were to act like this was just a Word document, I can highlight that sentence and hit backspace. The video is edited to the words, right? So powerful. So now if I play this and I go through the actual video, it's edited perfectly and it basically edits just from text. It's very, very powerful. Okay. So definitely check out Descript. I would say Descript paired with Opus, these two right here are going to change the game for your video content. We all know as real estate agents, video content is so important. So definitely check those out. Okay. I'm going to run through these three pretty quick. I'm going to go through Tactic, Midjourney, and Durable. Okay. Now, Tactic is a tool that pairs with your web conferencing software. So Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, WebEx, whatever. Okay. You pair it with your software and then it gives you a summary, action items for everyone in the room, and it gives you an agenda for the next meeting. So to show you the back end, this is a summary from a random coaching call I did with a guy named Tony. It gives me the entire summary, right? Phil talked about Tony's real estate business and goals. He offered to help him with lead gen, marketing, social media. They decided to focus on Facebook and Instagram, right? So it gives this entire summary. It gives action items for Tony and for Phil. It gives the next meeting agenda. And then down here is the transcription of every single word that was said on the entire call. So think about for a moment, for those of you guys who do, let's say, buyer consults via Zoom or via web conferencing, can you imagine the power of using Tactic? And when you hang up, In 2 minutes, you can copy that summary, paste it in an email and say, hey, John, it was really great speaking to you. I would love to, push this down the road further for you. Here's a summary of everything we talked about. Guys, they're going to think that you're amazing. Or listing appointments, right? Let's say you have a listing appointment and you do it via web conferencing. Can you imagine the power of having action items, step-by-step summary, and you send it to that potential client? They're going to think that you're so organized, right? And so this tool can be used a lot of different ways for real estate, but it's really powerful when you merge it with your video conferencing software. Okay. This one's Midjourney. Has anyone used Midjourney? Put something in the chat, raise your hand, do something if you've used Midjourney. Anyone in the room? Is there anyone in the room who's ever used Midjourney? It's kind of difficult to use. I knew you would back there in the corner. I knew it. Midjourney is a little more difficult to use. So it's not the most user-friendly thing. So I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. I bring it up so that you know what it is and so that you understand. When you see images that are AI generated, the really, really, really good ones are coming from Midjourney. Okay. That's where it's coming from. So it used another system, you have to learn how to use it, not the most easy thing in the world. But this is where it comes from, where you type in what you want the image to be, and it generates that image and it looks really, really, really good, right? And you can specify, like, I want it to be shot with this camera at this exposure with this lens. Like, you can actually be very detailed. I don't necessarily have real estate agents using it a ton just because it's a little more advanced, but if you wanted to know, this is definitely the place to go for image generation. Now, there's an easier one that I bring up. This one's called DALL-E 2, and this one is actually user-friendly. It's by the same company that does ChatGPT, so it's by OpenAI, but it's essentially ChatGPT just for images. So you type in a prompt and you get an image. So let's do it actually right now. Somebody in the chat, is somebody monitoring the chat?
Yep.
All right, somebody in the chat, give me an animal. Let's see what animal we get.
A tiger.
Tiger. All right, so let's do a tiger riding an elephant. Someone said a llama.
Yeah.
Tiger riding an elephant on the bottom of the ocean, right? And then we can say if we want like a painting, a drawing, let's do like photorealistic Picasso. All right, so let's see what we get, right? We're doing a tiger riding an elephant on the bottom of the ocean. Let's just see what happens. What it does is it gives you 4 options. And there we go. All right, so let's go. All right. So I like that. This is my favorite.
Getting on right now.
This is my favorite. Now you can further refine this. So let's say this one's my favorite of the 4. Then I can do variations to where it's going to create me 4 more options from that one variation. Okay. This is much more user-friendly than Midjourney because it's easy to just type something in and go. So now we've got different variations. All right. So pick your favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. What's your favorite one?
The tiger.
One?
Chilling.
Yeah, he's just chilling on the elephant. Like, that's super cool, right?
Look at him just chilling.
Now you can edit stuff on the image. So let's say, for an example, this little fish right here. Do you guys see that fish?
Yeah.
Let's say I don't really like the fish. I can take that out and I can put in, tiger riding an elephant on the bottom of the ocean, photorealistic. So I'm going to put that same prompt in, but I removed this fish, right? So what it understands is I want that same type of image, but I don't want that thing in the image. So you can erase things from the image, right? And it's pretty crazy what it can generate for you. So now they're going to give me different options of fish or no fish at all, right? So I've got different options there. Now, a really cool thing that I want to show you guys, and since we all love Tina, I'm going to pick on Tina for a second.
Yeah.
You can upload images to DALL-E. So let's say we upload an image of our favorite person here, Tina Call, right? So let's say we want to add more to this image via AI. There is a thing down here called Add Generation Frame. So if I want to add more to the photo, I can click where I want to add. It's going to take this part of the photo in the blue square. And based on AI, it's going to fill in whatever the blank space is. All I have to do is I'll put a woman wearing a dark dress with a brown, what is that, a belt? All right, so we're going to generate it and we're going to see what AI comes up with. And it should give me a pretty good result. And we're about to find out. So I love this because it's live and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to work? Right. Boom. There you go.
Say, how do you use this app for work?
Yeah. So there are a few ways that you can totally use this. So let's say you want an image for Instagram. You can create images for Instagram and they can be very, very visual to where people want to read what's being said. Like if you put a tiger on an elephant, that's probably not going to help you for work, right? But you can generate different images based on what you're posting and use that as the graphic for your post. Okay. I had a more practical thing that I did. We've got a team, obviously North Carolina. We had a headshot of one of our new agents, and the only headshot he had was like this really vertical headshot, but all of our other agents had square photos. And so we had this template where we did this welcome thing and we did square photos, but his was very vertical. So my ops person was like, can you make this square? So I literally created a square image and it generated his shoulders with his shirt. And you cannot tell that that image was not that way. And so now we have this square image of our person with his shoulders and his shirt, and it looks 100% real. Pop it into the template, boom, there we go. So there's some ways that you can use it, but it is very interesting how it literally just generated this portion of her dress. And you can do it any way you want, to the left, to the right, up, down, and it's pretty cool. So that is DALL-E, all right? I want to run through these pretty quick, but this is durable. You can build a website in 30 seconds. Now, remember, guys, you're getting all of these tools. Okay, these are all on the PDF. They'll have links to go to those tools, and you'll have all of this. What I don't want you to do, because I can feel it, like every time I do this, I can feel it. There's overwhelm when you see all of these tools and what it can do. So I do not want you to implement all 10 tools. If you implement 5, you will fail. I want you to implement 1 or maybe 2 if you're a go-getter. And after this, you look at it and you say, what's 1 tool or 2 tools that I can implement in my business to make a difference? Okay, so do not feel like you have to all of a sudden implement all these. I'm just showing you what's possible so that you know, okay? Durable builds you a website in 30 seconds. So what you can do is you can say, okay, what type of business are you building? We're gonna say real estate, okay? And then let's see, someone in the chat, I want you to give me, let's see, someone in the chat, let's see who we've got that's talking. Greg, is Greg in there? Greg Pendleton? Greg Pendleton, if you're listening, you and I are starting a real estate company today, and I want to know what the name of our real estate company is going to be. Can you put it in the chat? You and me, we're partners now, bro. Okay. Put it in the chat with what the name of our real estate business is. And if not, then it looks like April is pretty active on there and she's going to take over for you. So let's see what Greg comes up with. I'm going to say my business is in, I mean, Somerville. Is that close to here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to keep it with Somerville. Greg, do we have a name for our real estate company? If not, April, you're up. April, pick a name for us. Greg, Coastal. I like it. Okay, so let's do Coastal Realty. Okay. Boom. Greg and I are now partners. We're building Coastal Realty together. All right. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a website for me. Now, here's the thing to understand, and this is true with all AI tools. It's so important to understand that AI is going to get you like 70 or 80% of the way there. It's going to do the work for you, but it's we've got some hurricanes coming. It's going to do the work for you, but you have to go in and now tweak it, right? So here it's got Coastal Realty. We can link our socials up here. Find your dream home. Coastal Realty specializes in helping you find the perfect home in Somerville. If I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't like this downtown image, so I can regenerate that image and do something, or drag in my own image. But the fact of this is all the hard work is done. Emma really likes Greg and my business, so here's a testimonial. But we can put real testimonials in here, right? Paste in the real ones. And then we've got property management services. If you don't do them, delete it, put something else. Real estate sales, home valuation, meet the team, right? And so the importance here, guys, is if you wanted to create a website, think of what you can do, because you can add multiple pages on this. Let's say you have a listing. Well, you add a page and you have 123 Main, Somerville, South Carolina.com. You've created an entire website that you didn't even have to build. You throw the images in there, you throw your property description that you made in ChatGPT, and all of a sudden you have a full website for your client. And they're like, man, I didn't even know they were going to build me a website, right? It's done. And you can add as many pages to this as you want. So you could add another page and do 456 Main Street, right? You have as many pages as you want to do. So this is a tool that's really valuable. I'm sure some people in the chat have used Remini. Have you guys used this for photo enhancement / headshots? Yes, if you have, put it in the chat. This is a powerful tool because it can enhance your image and make it clearer. But the really powerful thing is creating AI photos of yourself. So you upload some selfies and you're going to get AI photos in different outfits, different places. So what? You didn't have to go out and buy clothes, which, I mean, some of us need an excuse to do it, but it's okay. You didn't have to hire a photographer, right? You didn't have to spend a bunch of time trying to figure out what, sites to go shoot. And so this actually gives you some really good shots that look pretty good that you can use on your social media. Now, full disclosure, when you do it, you're going to get some that you don't really love, right? You're gonna be like, why do I have 7 fingers? That doesn't even make sense. But you will get some that are actually really, really good that you can start using for your promotion. Okay. All right. I've got a couple more tools I want to share with you quickly. Allwrite.ai. This converts videos to articles. So if you've shot a video and you want a blog or an article written for you, this is the tool. You upload the video, it spits out a blog. And it's not a transcription. It's actually understanding what your video is about based on the transcription. And then it writes you an article about the content of your video. Super powerful. Allwrite.ai. This is Synthesia. Synthesia, you can essentially, this is good for like training videos or how to. I have seen a lot of teams use this. I've seen people do step-by-step. I helped a company create an entire tutorial process, and they saved 60 grand because they used Synthesia instead of buying, cameras, lighting, shooting all the stuff. So essentially with Synthesia, you type in text or you paste in text and you hit play, and you have an AI generated avatar speaking what you just typed, right? You can pick the avatar, you can pick the voice. Now, if you want to go crazy, which I think is kind of weird, but you can pay $1,000 and you can upload a 15-minute video of yourself, and Synthesia will create an AI avatar that looks like you. I still think it's kind of creepy. The technology isn't quite there where it's like, wow, that looks amazingly real, but it is coming. There's a company called HeyGen that has a beta out right now that looks so good. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 6 months, there's the technology there to where it really, really looks like you and sounds like you. But this Synthesia tool can really help if you want to create any type of tutorial, how-to, training videos, whatnot. It's a good tool. All right, I've got 2 more, and then I'm going to jump into ChatGPT quickly. This is Tome. Tome essentially is like ChatGPT, but for presentations. So you can type in a prompt like, hey, create me a 10-page presentation on blah, 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 right? It's going to create you a presentation. It's going to add imagery. Again, kind of like Durable with the website thing. It's going to get you 70% of the way there. It's going to get you the structure. And then you can go in and replace the images or change the text or add pages, remove pages and whatnot. But Tome is a really good tool for presentations. Okay. And then the last one, and probably one of my favorites, this is definitely in my top 3, is Designer. It's Designer with 2 R's, and this creates ebooks and lead magnets. So let's say you shot a video or you wrote a blog or you have some type of content, you can actually upload that content into Designer and it will create an ebook or a flip book for you. So imagine the power here. Let's say you write a blog, or you have ChatGPT create a blog for you on here's the top 5 steps or tips to do before selling your home, right? Now you paste that blog into Designer, and now you have a flip book or an ebook on the top tools. Here's my top 5 steps before selling your home. You offer that ebook as a download. They give you their name, email, and phone for this free ebook. You promote it. Hey, here's my new ebook. Now, the people who are downloading that are people who probably want to sell their home, or they have a friend who wants to sell their home. Otherwise, they wouldn't be asking, what are the top 5 tips? And you have now captured their contact information, and you're actually getting leads from this. So any type of content that you have, it can take PDFs, it can take videos, it can take blogs, anything, and it can turn that into an ebook or a lead magnet. Okay. All right. So those are my top 10 right now. And this is obviously always changing. But if that's helpful to you, put something in the chat, let me know, put a thumbs up. You guys are going to get a PDF with all of this information. Okay. You're going to get the links to all of this, and you'll have everything. Okay. What I want to do now is I want to go into ChatGPT, and on that same PDF that you're going to get, I have my top 10 prompts for you to copy and paste. And I'm going to show you how to make this work. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the presentation. Here's the PDF. You're going to get all of these, but then here, I actually have prompts for you to copy and paste, which I'm going to go over in a minute. Okay. So we're going to go back to presentation mode, and I'm going to take you through this. ChatGPT, and I'm going to spend, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes on ChatGPT, and then we'll wrap up. But I want you guys, since this is the most widely used AI tool, I want you guys to know how to use this thing the right way. Okay. Like the slide says, tools are only as good as the person using the tool. Okay. ChatGPT will only give you what you put into it, right? A fool with a tool is still a fool. And so we have to know how to use this thing at a high level, because a lot of people don't understand either what ChatGPT is or how to use it correctly. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things in ChatGPT. And if you can learn the right way, then you will be running circles around your competition, because most people don't know the right way, right? So what is ChatGPT? This is the question that I get all the time, because it's kind of hard to explain. ChatGPT, I like to explain as it's everything that Google wished it was in a search engine, right? So the difference between, say, ChatGPT and a search engine is, with a search engine, you get static results, right? You type in a question, or you type in something that you're wanting to research or know, and you get a static list of results of articles that could potentially answer your question. So you click on the article, you read the article, hopefully it answered your question. If not, you have to go back and find another article, right? So with ChatGPT, ChatGPT is what's called an LLM. It's a large language model. And you guys might have heard of other competitors like Bing and Bard that do similar things, right? These are all LLMs, they're large language models. And what that means is that it's trained on this massive data set, and then it gives you a conversational response. So instead of typing in who won the Super Bowl in 1995 and getting a list of articles that'll answer your question, it responds with, well, the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl, and here was the final score. It was played here, and they beat this person, right? Or this team. So that's what you're going to get. You get conversational results. The power here is, though, when you continue to talk to it, it references everything that was said in that conversation. So if I were to say, who was the quarterback for the Cowboys? It's going to say, well, Troy Aikman was the quarterback, because that's who it was in 1995. Whereas if I were to type that into Google, what am I going to get? I'm probably going to get who the current Dallas Cowboys quarterback is this year. But it's like having a conversation with someone who remembers what's being said. The power with that is you can train ChatGPT on certain data sets, right? And then you can get content from what you have essentially trained it to do. So for an example, let's say you have ChatGPT give you specific market data and a summary of specific things. It spits out a full market data summary for your specific area. And then you have it create content. It's going to do that with that current market data in mind, because it references everything that's been said. So just to understand how powerful this tool is, It runs 175 billion calculations per word that it spits out. And you never get the same result twice because it's calculating every single word based on the prompt you put in, based on all the data it's been trained on, and based on the history of your conversation, right? So it's always going to give you different results. It's not going to give you just some random blog that it gives everyone else, right? And that's the power to this tool, okay? So what I want to run through is I want to run through 7 use cases, very easy use cases, and I'll show you in ChatGPT of what you can do to use ChatGPT for, okay? So if you're taking notes, take notes on this. Number 1 is you can ask it simple questions, okay? You can ask simple questions. So this would be, let's see if I can get out of here and show you. Let's go to ChatGPT and I'll actually show you what you can do here. This is ChatGPT. If you haven't used it before, you can Google ChatGPT. It's by a company called OpenAI, and you can basically sign up for a free account. There's a free version. There's a paid version. Okay. Everything I'm going to do here is going to be on the free version, and I'll show you kind of what you can do with it. Okay. But if you ask a simple question, like I mentioned, the Super Bowl winner, I could say, who won the Super Bowl in 2000, right? Now I'm going to put this in and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to give me a conversational response. Okay. St. Louis Rams won in the year 2000. They defeated the Tennessee Titans. Here's the score. Super easy because now I don't have to read through articles, right? So that's one way. Number 2 is generate lists. You can generate lists with this thing. So let's say you wanted a list of business ideas or hobbies or questions. You can create any type of list, however long you want it. Give me a list of 100, whatever hobbies that I can start. And the more detailed you are, the more detailed response it's going to give you. So you could just go and ask it, okay, give me a list of 100 hobbies that I could start because I want to pick up a new hobby. Or you could say, all right, I'm a 30-year-old male. I live in North Carolina. I love sports. Give me a list of 10 potential hobbies that I could start specific to, Raleigh, North Carolina, or wherever you are. It's going to give you responses based on things that are near your city, right? So we have to be thinking whenever we give it prompts, how detailed can I be? Because I could just say, hey, give me a list of 10 things. But if I tell it I'm a male and I'm 30 years old and I love sports and here's where I live, it's going to give me specific results, okay? Long form written content. You can have it write you a blog or an article. You can have it write you, obviously, property description, email newsletters, whatnot. So if I were to go here and let's say I want to write a blog, I could say, write me a 1,000 word blog, because you can specify the length, on the benefits of home staging when selling a home, right? This is how a majority of real estate agents are writing blogs with ChatGPT. This is the wrong way to write a blog. I'm going to show you the right way in a few minutes, okay? But what it's going to do is it's actually going to spit you out a blog. You've got an introduction. You've got creating a memorable first impression, highlighting space and functionality, appealing to a wide range of buyers, boosting online presence, blah, 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 blah. And you have a 1,000-word blog with a conclusion. Normally, people will copy and paste this information, and that's what they'll use. I'm going to show you the right way to do it, and you guys will all leave with the prompt that you can copy and paste in there to have a really, really good blog. And that's the value that we're going to leave with you guys today. All right. So long form written, feedback prompts. Feedback prompts. You can ask it to give you feedback on stuff that you've done or written. So I always show people, I go to my blog, I copy my blog, I paste my blog in, and I say, give me feedback on this blog on how I could have better engaged the reader. And it actually reads my blog and tells me, hey, you might want to consider changing this part. You didn't add any visuals. Maybe you want to do a visual because you didn't put any images in, and it'll give you feedback on what you've done. Very powerful thing that I tell real estate agents or teams to do is if you have a recording of your phone calls, right? Like if you use a CRM that records your calls, you can easily get the transcription of that, right? You could use Descript, that tool that I just showed you. You could upload the audio file. It gives you the whole transcription. You copy that, paste it in ChatGPT and say, what could I have done to better acquire this customer? It will literally give you feedback on your calls, right? So ChatGPT can give you feedback on things you've written, things you've spoken. I mean, you could take the transcription from your video, copy that text and say, what could I have done to make this a more engaging video? Right? So think outside the box with ChatGPT and think how it can help you as a real estate agent. Modification prompts. You can translate things to another language. You can lengthen something. You can shorten something. You can rephrase something. So let me just show you, like, let's take the conclusion of this blog that it just wrote, right? So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to say, translate this to Chinese. And I'm going to paste this in and it's going to write it for me in the different language, right? So it can be really powerful because you can change it from whatever language to whatever language. You could lengthen it. So let's say I want you, I'd say lengthen this to 1,000 words. And all I'm doing is pasting in the conclusion. It's going to write me 1,000 words based on the meaning of this conclusion, but it's just going to extend it and make it longer, right? You can do the same thing with shortening or creating a Facebook post or creating a tweet, right? So let's say I take this entire 1,000 words, I copy it. This is a little copy button right here for those of you who didn't know on ChatGPT. I copy it and I say, turn this into a tweet. Now I paste this in, I hit enter, and now I've got a tweet with emojis and hashtags. And it takes the meaning of this blog, right? And it turns it into a simple tweet, which is super powerful, okay? So that is modification prompts. Then we have instructional prompts. So this would be how-tos, guidelines. You can ask it how to do anything. Like I could go in here and say, how do I build a birdhouse? And it's going to give me like a list of materials I'll need. Here you go. Wood, saw, nails, and screws. And then it gives me step-by-step how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can ask it how to do anything and it will let you know, instead of trying to search through Google with articles and figure out what's going on, boom, it tells you in a conversational way how to do things like that. And then finally, number 7 is information extraction. Okay. Information extraction. You can extract information from different things. So like if I were to say, write me a summary of the book Good to Great, look what it's going to do. All right. Boom. Now I have my summary and I can make it shorter. I can turn it into an outline. I can make it longer. I can have it write a blog, right? I can do anything and it knows what the book is. Super, super powerful. You can turn it into any type of content. So think about articles and links. Think about different transcripts that you can summarize, outline, whatever you want. Okay. So that's the power of ChatGPT. Now, one thing I want you guys to be very aware of is there's 3 things that I would say are limiting with ChatGPT. And some of you probably are thinking of some of these right now. One is there's a data cutoff September of 2021. So for real estate agents, that's horrible, because if you ask it about the current market, it's going to pretend like it's September of 2021. So it's going to talk about how crazy it is right now and interest rates are super low. And, you've got tons of people battling for homes, right? And there's a way around all 3 of these I'm going to show you. Number 2 is the output limit. So has anyone used ChatGPT for a long form thing and it stops in the middle of what you were in, like literally mid-sentence, it just stops. So it has a limit of how much it can actually output, which can be very frustrating. There's a way around that as well. And then the third one is SEO throttling. So Google has come out and they've said that if they can detect AI generated content, like a blog on your website, they're not going to promote that in SEO to boost your site, right? They're basically going to bury it. And so these 3 things can be very frustrating. And most agents will be like, oh, well, I guess I'll just use ChatGPT for generic information, like top 5 tips when selling your home. I can't do specific market data. I can't do specific inventory. I can't do specific mortgage interest rates because it doesn't know, right? So there's a couple ways around that, and I'm going to share with you right now. So to test it, to show you, if I said who won the Super Bowl in 2022, it will not know. See how it says, I'm sorry, I don't have that information, because my data cuts off September 21. Same thing with current interest rates, whatnot. Now, if you're using the free version of ChatGPT, I want you guys to go to the Chrome Web Store, okay? This is the Chrome Web Store. You can just Google Chrome Web Store, and this is where it's going to take you, okay? On the left-hand side, you have these extensions. You can search the store, and what I want you to search for, write this down, is Web Chat GPT, no spaces, okay? Web Chat GPT. Okay, you're going to search. It's going to give you 3 results. I want you to select the middle one with the dark graphic, Web Chat GPT. You'll install this on your Chrome. So now you're going to use Chrome and you use ChatGPT on your computer. When you install this, you now will have this button right down here that says Web Access. So you can turn this on when you need something that's current data. It will find that data for you, and then you can reference and create content around that current data. So for an example, if I turned that on and said, who won the Super Bowl in 2022, and I have the web browsing on, look what it did. It referenced all of this information to give me my answer down here. The Los Angeles Rams won in 2022. This works with anything, guys. Like, hey, give me a snapshot of my current housing market in this zip code or in this city. Give me a full summary with inventory and mortgage interest rates currently for today. Once it gives you the answer, now I could say, all right, now write me a blog about the information above, right? So now you can write a blog with current information. All you have to do is get it from the web first. And then because ChatGPT references everything above, now it's going to give you relevant information. So that's the workaround for the data cutoff. All right. Now, the next thing was when it stops in the middle, right? When ChatGPT has that cutoff and it stops you in the middle of your thing, if it's a long form written piece, there is a way around this. And if you're a super like techie nerd, you might be able to get this. You're going to have to put your thinking caps on because this is a little difficult, but I'm going to give you the step-by-step process. So if you have a pen, take notes on this because there is a way around it. So if it stops in the middle of giving you the result, step number 1, it's actually a 1-step process. Type in continue and hit enter. It will literally start at the very next word where it left off. And I feel like an idiot because I didn't know this at first, okay? I'm like, oh, dang, I guess I don't have a blog. I guess I got to shorten my blog. If you type in continue and hit enter, it literally picks up at the next word and continues to write. So you could have it write a 5,000 word blog. If it cuts off at 2,000 words, just continue, right? Copy, paste, continue. And then you could just paste it into a Word doc or whatever you want, but that's the way around that one, okay? And then number 3, SEO throttling. If you write a blog, this is specifically for blogs. If you want to put a blog on your website, the best way to make it not detectable by AI is there is a tool called Undetectable. So if you go to undetectable.ai, write that down, undetectable.ai. This tool right here, you paste your blog in right here, and then you click this button that says check for AI. If it was written in AI, it's going to say, hey, this was written by AI. All right, it's not human, which means Google will suppress your views. If you want it to not have that happen, you hit this humanize button and it turns it into a fully 100% human written article that Google can't tell is not going to be caught, right? So anytime there's a tool around the tool. So this is undetectable.ai, right? So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. So just to recap, those 3 things, these are the 3 main hurdles that people face. You guys don't have to you don't have to worry about them because there are ways around. Just a lot of people don't necessarily know. Okay. All right. So who wants the PDF with all the tools, right? Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm going to give you that QR code and I'm going to show you in this PDF. I've got 10 prompts that are going to absolutely change the game for you. Okay. First off, I'm going to show you, this one is training ChatGPT to fully understand your business and goals. Guys, if you copy this in and you paste it in, this one prompt will change everything for you, because I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically what I'm telling it to do is I want you to fully comprehend my business, my goals, my target audience, your market, your price point, everything before you create whatever content for me. So I'm asking ChatGPT to ask me at least 25 questions about my business, where I will answer them, right? Once I answer those questions, ChatGPT will fully understand what I'm trying to accomplish. It's going to know that I'm in real estate. It'll know the name of my company. It'll know what market I'm in. It'll know what clients I'm after. What are my current clients and what are the ones that I'm going to be going after, right? I'm training ChatGPT on all that information so that if I answer those questions, everything I ask it from there on out in that conversation will spit out content that's relevant and specific to my business and my niche. So now when I'm creating a blog, or if I'm writing an email newsletter, or if I'm, creating a short form video, it's doing it for my business. So this is so powerful. If you copy this, I'll just show you guys, like you copy it and you paste it into ChatGPT. Look what it's going to do. It's going to ask me at least 25 questions to fully understand my business. Look at that, right? And it's very detailed. So answer as many or as little as you want. The more you answer it, the better your content's going to be. But you can literally just copy these. What I do is I copy all 25 questions, right? Paste them onto a Word doc, and then I answer the question. So this is like right here. This is my coaching company called Stratus. I've got this this document, Stratus Info, right? So I have the questions that it asked me, and then I just answered it right here. Business name is Stratus LLC. Can you describe the products or service that your business offers? And I answer all of these questions, right? And so now everything that I do after this, I paste in the answers down here. ChatGPT now knows, and because it references everything in the conversation, it's giving me content specific to my business. That's how you win with ChatGPT, because now it's going to give you specific stuff, right? So you're going to get that. You are going to get 90 content ideas that your target audience may want to know. Guys, this is going to create, after you train it on your business, if you ask it to generate a list of 90 lesser known facts about, and anytime I give you a bracket here, you put in your own information. So you could say real estate, right? And present them to me in random order. And then it's going to give you 90. And it says here, the goal is to educate my audience, showcase my expertise, and attract new clients. Ensure that the topics you include are intriguing and aligned with the interests of my potential buyers, serving as rich material for future content creation. It now knows your business. It's creating 90 content ideas for you around your business. And then you're able to service your customers, and you will be the expert in your field, right? You can then create a complete content calendar. Now that you've got those 90 ideas, you can paste this in. And all you do is you paste in your list of 90 right here. Boom, you have a full content calendar. You're telling it how many number of times you want to post per week, and it creates you a whole table of all of your content. Done. Now you have a full content calendar. Creating a buyer persona with list of pain points. I don't know if anyone's seen, there was a video on Instagram that I posted from when I was speaking at an event, and it ended up going viral, where I basically said, what if you were to use ChatGPT to create a buyer persona or a seller persona of a specific client in a specific market and a specific price point for real estate? And then you have it create you a potential list of pain points, right? Then you use those pain points and create content or ads around solving the problem of the target audience you're trying to acquire. That's what this prompt is right here. You use this, you create a full buyer persona in your market, in your price point, in your business, because you've trained it on your business, right? Very powerful. And then creating a targeted ad based on a specific generated persona. Boom. That's step 2. Crafting the perfect blog post. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here in a minute, but I do want to show you how to do the perfect blog post. I told you that I would, right? So let's copy this prompt right here. And instead of just asking ChatGPT to write me a blog about the benefits of home staging, I could paste this in. And the only thing I have to change is the title right here, title of your blog. So let's just do the exact same thing I typed in before, which is, the benefits of home staging when selling your home. Here's the difference. Now, I'm not going to read you this whole thing, but basically I'm saying, hey, you're proficient in SEO, and I want you to write something with 15 headings, subheadings, H1, H2, H3, H4 to make it look pretty, 2,000 word unique human written article, blah, 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 blah. All I do is put in my title right there. I hit enter. And now this is the blog that I get. Boom, introduction. And it's going through the entire thing, showcasing space and functionality, the psychology of neutralization, maximizing perceived value, online appeal, and then it's going to have FAQs at the end, guys, which if you know with Google's going to promote you if you're answering the questions that people are wanting to know. So here's question 1. Here's the answer. Here's question 2. Boom, boom, boom. Would you guys agree? And let me know in the chat, is that a better blog than the one we did before that 99% of other people are doing? There you go. Now you have the prompt to make that happen. And all you have to do is add the title in. Okay. And then just to let you guys know what's in here, analyzing a specific text for style, voice, and tone. We heard it earlier, I think, in one of our chats, where if you want ChatGPT to sound like something specific, like let's say you want it to sound like you use this prompt and it says, analyze the following text for style and tone of voice. Apply the exact same style to all future responses in this chat. You then paste in something you've written or you've said. Email, text, doesn't matter. The more you give it, the better. Now everything that it gives you, blogs, emails, whatever, sounds like you. Does anyone know Gogo Bethke, right? English is a second language for her. So she wanted me to help her. How do I write a book? Because ChatGPT doesn't sound like me. Boom. We load in Gogo and it sounds like Gogo for all the content that we do after this. So that's a really, really good one for you guys as well. And then I've got, this one's amazing for property descriptions. Guys, use this when you're doing property descriptions. There's a 3-step process for this one. I'm going to give you that as well. So everyone gets this whole PDF, generating 10 captivating hooks for content and ads. We already talked about hooks. Boom. So all of this is written for you, even an Instagram carousel content creator, right? Like that's powerful for Instagram carousels. So I'm going to give you guys all of this. I'm going to switch over to that QR code here. You'll want to scan this QR code. That's going to take you to that download. When you hit download and you put in your info, it's going to send you an email. Okay. So I want you to check your email after you do that, and you will have that PDF. Okay. So there's that QR code. Save that, take a picture of it, and you will get everything that I just did all in one PDF. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap up with something, because you guys know